Did you guys think I was dead? No? Good. What's up? This is Ari Powerplay, otherwise self-proclaimed voice of Dead Frontier. And that's right, guys. This is real. This is happening, and I am very excited for this. Dead Frontier 2. Kind of sad that Dead Frontier 1 is going to more or less a close. I mean, still going to keep running and everything else. However, not going to be quite receiving the updates as Dead Frontier 2, which I hope it does receive as many updates as when Dead Frontier was growing. But yeah, I'd figure I'd make this little video. We're going to go over the blog post here, which I will be linking in the description once I am done making this video, because obviously I can't do that beforehand. But we're gonna go through the features on launch, FAQs, and I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible, but there's a lot of stuff to cover, a lot of things to do, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. Starting with the first feature that's said to be available on launch will be the all-in-one game client. It says nothing runs in the browser. This will be good as certain browsers really eat up a lot of memory. Chrome. And hopefully this will also increase stability of the client itself versus being embedded into, like I said, such unstable programs. This is good. No more pay to win, cosmetic and utility upgrades only, and still free to play. See, this is something that is going to make the game very interesting, as the history of Dead Frontier has been pay credits for certain weapons to get early, or even for exclusives such as the corpse weapons, the Gao, the Wraith Cannon, or even the Vengeance, as you guys know, the Vengeance Guard. Only time we'll be able to tell if this is going to affect the dynamics of the game. Until then, a brand new 4-player multiplayer system that focuses on a player experience above all else. No more glitch zombies. That is absolutely fantastic. No more of these guys suddenly appearing behind you and giving you a wet willy. A lobby system, making it easy to find and create game instances. Good for whenever you want to play with just friends and not have to deal with some random guy making tons of aggro for you. Huh? You all know what I'm talking about. Don't deny it. A totally new skill system, giving the player a meaningful way to improve their character with every level up. Now, this is something that I think the game desperately needed, as more or less builds were very helmet. It was only a certain way to build for certain weapons effectively, and made endgame builds kind of all the same. So, variety is spice of life. Complex stat system giving almost endless build variety. More or less basically what I just said, something the game desperately needs. A more immersive over-the-shoulder camera angle. Can anybody say Resident Evil 4? Definitely a favorite of mine. Modern, current generation graphics. Need I say more? Procedural game world that regenerates daily, giving a far more replayable experience. Now this is something I can get behind. Having the knowledge that the area you explore today is not going to be the same way tomorrow makes it a little more interesting. A realistic post-apocalyptic trading system with multiple markets, currencies, and taxes. Now this definitely has my interest as well. Does this vary dependent on your location in the world? Is it depending on what currencies you actually find in the game? Will more rare currencies, maybe, euros or pounds found in the location, be technically worth more? Definitely something to keep an eye on. Notice board for missions. Finally, the original notice board is coming back. Hopefully we can even see the behemoth make a return. Admin, please. Upgradable vehicles. Mother of God. Upgradable weapons. Another feature I welcome with open arms. Hey admin, maybe you can let me put 5 flashlights on my shotgun, please? True survival horror, not just mindless action. Now, and that covers all of the initial features said to be released with the initial starting part of the game. I'm going to leave the FAQ actually left alone, and I'm going to point you towards the direction of the website for that, as that is quite the wall of text, and to be honest, listing everything here and not letting you go to the website and read everything yourself would not be very fair. Now, with that being said, let's go on to the first screenshot, first pre-release screenshot. Starting with this screenshot, we get to see one of the first completed enemies of the game. Uh, Looks very reminiscent of a Crimson Head from Resident Evil Remake. Uh, as we see the over the shoulder, not quite over the shoulder, but a little more off to the side. We get both the front and back view of this creature. Let me go ahead and zoom that in right here. As we can see here, you can't really tell if the creature is decayed or if it's just been severely beaten up and damaged, but we can definitely see the messed up facial features one would expect from a zombie, as well as pretty long claws, to be honest with you. And in the background, we can see that it has a very strange uh, walking pose, kind of hunched over a little bit. And something else to notice about the screenshot is dynamic shadows. Apparently that's already in the game. Good. Alrighty, jumping into screenshot 2, we can see some of the lighting effects and the room generation that we can expect to see in the game. Of course, mind you, this is not even close to a final build, but this will be good. We can also see some character customization here with the not the witch doctor, the plague doctor's mask, and what appears to be a revolver in his hand. Overall, this seems to be either a nursery or a hospital room in general. Very cool. Jumping into screenshot 3, we get a good view at how the flashlight's going to work as well as more additional lighting options and what appears to be a corridor. The real question here is if these doors are going to be able to be opened or if the rooms are just generated in such a way that you can only go into what is already open. Going to be very interesting, especially considering that we'll actually have hallways to travel through and not just from room to room and inside to outside. Alrighty, on to screenshot number 4 here, we get more of a view of the lighting effects and random generation. This one seems to have been geared more towards a impromptu storage room. Probably a pretty good place to find some miscellaneous loot. Jumping right into 5 here, we get to see a classroom, what appears to be like, although I'm not quite sure. Definitely seems like a weird desk system. And we get to see a luchadore mask, which is always nice. Not really all that much we can tell from this screenshot, so we'll move right into the next. And with this one, this is the last one that we have access to. We get a little bit more view of the customization options. Definitely going to be able to do tops, bottoms, gloves, firearms, obviously. And we get the return of the infamous hockey mask, or specifically this one, the Jason mask. Ooh, spooky. Alrighty, and with that last bit there, that'll do it for the analysis portion of this video. I'm definitely very excited to see what Dead Frontier 2 will come out to be. And Neil, if you need any alpha, beta testing and some input, I mean, I'm here. Please? Let me?